Well, let's move into use cases. So we talked about this, expansion opportunity that you found. So what are other ways that you have found use with
Yeah.
Storytell?
So I've got a lot of use cases. And at the end of the day, I think of Storytell really as having the ability to completely change how every company I've ever worked for leverages customer data. Um, when I think of product management, I'm making prioritization decisions. When I think of product marketing, I'm writing case studies. Hey, you know what? Storytell does a great job of writing case studies. And not only that, but you can ask it to write you like a compelling case study about a customer, regardless of where they are in their journey. And then you can read it and go, is that a case study I actually want to publish? Or are they not ready for one yet? And when it gets to where it's sounding good, that's when you suddenly go and you spend some time fine tuning that case study and figuring out perfect customer quotes. Um, Similarly, I have questions I get from AEs sometimes about like, hey, do you remember this thing about the account? And you know what? Sometimes I don't. What do I do with those questions? These days I go ask Storytell about like, hey, this Zoom transcript, answer this question. Half the time it knows. And, if we actually talked about that topic, it tells me. When it doesn't know, it says, I don't know, which is great. It's way better than just making up an answer. So, I think there is the ability to take it so that rather than having manually summarized meeting notes that no one looks at and video recordings that no one consumes because they don't have the 2 hours to watch the whole thing, you instead have simple questions that are run against all of this content as it's generated. And, my engineering manager who's trying to motivate his team, when a customer on a customer call talks in a super inspiring way about how much they love my product, he gets a notification, hey, here is this compelling quote. And suddenly he can share it with his team. PMM is able to easily ask the question, has this customer reached a point where it makes sense to write a compelling, business case study about them? They can get a rough draft of what it looks like before they decide to go spend a bunch of time invested in that customer. Your more junior, like sales team can suddenly have an automated mentor who is applying common sales methodologies to those transcripts and automatically identifying this is the economic buyer. These are your attractors. These are your detractors. These are your champions. These are the business metrics people are trying to care. And hey, these things you should know, but they're still unknown. Maybe you need to go figure them out. Similarly, what are the next steps on this account? Or what are the action items coming from this call? It's like a lot of my CSMs, after a customer call, they go to a Slack channel and they manually write a summary of the call and its action items. You know how long it takes to get that with Storytell? A few seconds. So, when I think of it, I'm going, how do we make it so that the data is accessible to the entire company and everyone in the company can ask the questions that matter for its function against that data in an automated way and suddenly can gain insights that let them be more productive and make better decisions.